Well, with opening night underway, tonight's boss lady is the woman making the festival hum again. Marcie Goodman is in her 21st year with the Cleveland International Film Festival. But this year, the nonprofit organization is effectively starting over in person in its new film paradise.
We're a resident company of Playhouse Square. We can't even believe it, like we belong somewhere.
Starting tonight, the Playhouse is instead a movie house, the new forever home of the Cleveland International Film Festival. Marcie Goodman is in her 21st year as executive director of the 46-year-old festival, but this year, it's all new.
This is a big year for us. We keep talking about it's sort of like a triple header or a trifecta in that it'll be our first festival at Playhouse Square. Our first hybrid festival meeting will be in person and then online, and by virtue of being hybrid, our first 18-day festival.
SIFF was last in person in 2019 at the now defunct Tower City Cinemas. Then came 2 seasons of virtual festivals. This year, the films, the fans, and the filmmakers are back in full force.
We're taking over the place. And the festival has always been like a family reunion. And so we haven't had a family reunion in a few years, so that'll be amazing.
SIFF is Marcie's family. She first joined the organization in 1987. A native Clevelander and Case grad, she'd spent a decade working in the nonprofit world and wanted to work in film.
This was before email, and I wrote a letter to John Foreman, our founder, who was head of the festival at the time, and I said, if you ever need to hire someone, and he called me. Whenever people reach out to me, I always pay attention because you never know, and I encourage people to do that. You know, if there's a job that you want, reach out.
You didn't study film?
No.
You're just a casual fan turned executive director?
Yeah. I just so appreciate everything about the art form, most of all the filmmakers, the artists themselves, and how hard they work and what they manage to do. To me, it's magical.
But it takes hard work to make and highlight that magic. The hardest part is leaving her Weimaraners back home.
My girl Gilda will be 12, and my boy Dash will be 3, and I always say that he keeps her young and she teaches him manners.
She also leans on amazing girlfriends and beats anxiety by washing her car by hand at least once a week. Chocolate also helps.
Our opening night film, Peace by Chocolate, is about a chocolate factory. There's going to be chocolate at opening night. So I'm very excited about that.
Goodman says she looks forward to the completion of another successful film fest as a harbinger of good things to come in Cleveland.
And then when it's over and we more or less wake up and it's spring. And that is the most amazing thing in the world every single year. It's like, oh my gosh.
For details on tickets or the streaming options, you can check out WKYC.com. The virtual component is going to feature about 60% of the films that are streaming live and all of the shorts. So it is a good option, too, if you don't get to something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy, that's an amazing amount of film, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, and it's been a big undertaking for all of them. Now, tonight's film, definitely a winner. Another that Marcie really suggested is the closing night film. It's called Linoleum. Oh. She's really looking forward to that. She told me it's a time warp film, a sci-fi comedy drama written and directed by the Columbus native Colin West, and it's set in an Ohio town, a fictional one, with Jim Gaffigan, who many people know and love. Great comedian, right? He is the host of a failing children's show. So West will be in the audience for that one. That's a week from Saturday.
Do you ever see him? He goes on the CBS Sunday morning show, and he always does, pieces, commentaries, essays about all of his children.
Yes,
he has like 5 children.
He does,
like that, doesn't
yeah,
he?
just about being an Irish
dad,
dad, right?
An Irish dad with all of those kids. That's great.
It sounds like this role fits very much into that.
Perfectly, like a nice shoe.